Hello everyone, this is Persephone and today I decided to make this video because the channel is getting bigger. I'm very grateful for that, by the way, and I have a whole new category of fans and subscribers that they're messaging me and reaching out to me and they're saying, oh my god, I really need money, I want to do what you're doing, but I'm not sadistic, I don't know where to start from, I don't have equipment and I need a lot of money, please help me. So I thought about it and I think that the best place for you to start would be Chaturbate out of all of the coming sites. And today in this video I'm going to give you the ultimate cheat guide that if you use it, you can make a lot of money in a short time. I don't know if you're going to be able to maintain that, but for now it's going to solve the problem because you're messaging me, oh my god, I don't have to pay rent, and I feel bad for you because I know that in order to succeed in anything sex related, you have to maintain your boundaries and it's very hard to do that when you can't pay rent. So I'm going to assume in this video that you know the basics about Chaturbate, how Chaturbate works. I'm not going to waste time to explain what's a gray, what's a blue and stuff like that. You can very easily read that online in articles. I'm going to tell you things that no one else is going to tell you that are going to make a great difference, that can make you successful, that I'm going to say that only other people are hiding that, but I'm a very generous person, not just as a goddess in everything in my life, and I think there are enough resources for everyone if you play your cards right. So first of all, why Chaturbate? I think it's one of the biggest coming sites and it has so much traffic, so it's better if you are a complete noob to start from there. By start from there, I'm saying that you're going to make an account, it requires verification, usually passport, and if you have a passport, pretty much you're set. If you have other types of IDs, I'm not so sure, probably it's going to take a little more work, but again, you're going to get verified. Once you do that and you get a profile, and especially if you're a woman, but for guys as well, the first 7 days you're constantly featured on the front page of Chaturbate. That's extremely important. The people who are featured in the front page get 90% of the tips. Chaturbate is a lot like Google search, imagine it like that as a noob. Very few people have the patience to go to page 2, page 3, page 4 on Google to search for something. That's why SEO, like the traffic, is important when it comes to having a blog, for example. And if you manage to place yourself in the first page, you make a lot of money. If you are on page 4, which is the graveyard of Google, you're done. So those 7 first days, no matter what you do, even if you're fully clothed, even if you are boring, you are going to be on the front page. You have to use every single moment you can find, because if you come for 7 days straight, you can build a very big audience really fast. It's like any other job. The more time you put on, the more money you're going to make. I know people who made an account for 7 days, made 500, 1000, 2000, and then never came back again. So if you are on a suicide mission financially and you need money fast, do that and it's done. But I'm talking that you have to be online all day. Question number 2 that I keep getting, do I have to show my face? Do I have to take off my clothes? No. One of the good things about online sex work is that you do what you decide to do. I know women who make thousands of dollars every month and they're fully clothed. But that requires you to have other things to compensate for, because there are people who are constantly naked, for example. In general, the more of a personality you have, the better it's going to be for you. If you are witty, if you are engaging, if you are entertaining, if you have a lot of things to say, if you keep up with popular things like gaming, movies, then you have a pretty good chance. If you don't, it's never too late to do your research first, prepare some topics first, and then try. And if you fail, you just make a new account and try again. That's totally fine. There are people who are going to give you very wrong advice on purpose. Right now, I'm not doing any coming because I don't have time. And in my opinion, compared to the money that I make from Findom, it's not worth the time. I mean, in Findom, you can easily make $400, $500 in an hour training a sub. And in order for you to make $500 in coming, you have to be online for many hours. But I've done so much experiment when it comes to coming. That's why I'm going to tell you that I've read every material that exists, literally everything. I've been reading over 1000 articles, and I'm amazed by the amount of bullshit advice they give that I'm going to tell you right now to not follow. Advice number 1, when you have a cam room, don't put music on, it's distracting. Really, I want to say to the people who write this, are you kidding me? Because if you go to the front page, you're going to see that 90% of the people who are extremely successful all have different types of music in their cam room according to their taste. So you're going to ignore this advice and prepare a playlist that is going to play music on the background, and it's relaxing people and it's relaxing you too. Advice number 2, talk to the greys, they make the room engaging. For those of you that you don't know, greys are viewers that they do not have money or tokens, which is the currency on coming sites, but they are watching your show pretty much for free. I'm going to ask you something. There is a proverb that says, if I'm going to repay evilness with kindness, what am I going to use to pay back kindness? In the same sense, if a person who offers you nothing, offers you no money, is allowed to engage with you and have a conversation, and in many cases sexually harass you, because many of the greys are people who are sexually disturbed. They come from countries where women are commodities, and usually they don't have much respect and they don't respect your boundaries. Then why would someone tip you to interact with you? You are going to use the bots and the apps the site offers to ban greys ever since the beginning from speaking. They can watch you if you want, although there is a choice that you can ban them from watching, but they can watch you and they don't get to talk to you. If someone wants to talk to you, they have to tip you to get your attention. That advice can increase your tips exponentially, because if you start to become successful and you start having 700 viewers, 1000 viewers and whatever you are doing, and you're going to start having a ton of greys who are going to start harassing you, and also you are going to have competition from other rooms that they're going to come to advertise in your room for free, which is for me disgusting behavior, and you shouldn't tolerate that. So before you start, ban all the greys. Again, it's an advice that you're not going to hear from other places because they want you to fail. I've thought a lot about this, about why don't they tell people the right stuff? Because they want you to fail. Also, I was reading that many people, 70% of the people who try to do camming quit within the first 3 months. And I was thinking, why? Why do they quit? I mean, it's so easy to make money. Because they follow wrong advice. Anyways, I'm not going to get starting getting angry over this. Advice number 3. Don't be someone else's ripoff. I see so many girls who are trying to mimic some other girl, who are stealing her tweets, who are copying her hairstyle. It's good to get ideas, to get inspiration, but a ripoff is never going to even match the original. That's why I'm not worrying when people are saying, hey Persephone, this person is mimicking you. I can have 100 copycats, I don't care. It's not going to get them anywhere. So take time to develop your individual style. Because those places, they have objectification to an extent, you have to decide what kind of person you want to be. Are you going to be more sporty? Are you going to be more feminine? Are you going to be more shy? It's completely up to you, but it's better to, in general, have consistency in who you are. Like the people who are cosplayers, for example. They have consistency, they have a theme. You cannot be random, like, I threw up 2 clothes that I found on my closet and here I am online because I need money, please tip me. This is not attractive. Desperation in general is not attractive. Same thing with your safety. There are going to be so many creepers who are going to try to push your boundaries to find out more about you, which blows my mind even today, thinking that I'm not in a parallel universe. I'm giving people like that the time of the day. For example, in my opinion, never use WhatsApp. If someone wants to get your WhatsApp and is willing to even pay you, just offer Snapchat or something else, not WhatsApp. Because from WhatsApp, they can see your phone number and they can find your address. You're going to say, how can someone find my address from my phone number? It can be done and I wouldn't risk it. If you know it's up for quite some time and that's okay, or your gut is telling you to do it. But don't do anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. Personally, I don't use WhatsApp and I take pride in that. Another thing is Amazon wishlists. Amazon wishlists can also give away your address if someone is skilled enough. You can use a PO box, or even better, you can ask for Amazon gift cards, which in my opinion offers you a lot more flexibility in what you want to buy. And if someone is really that honest about wanting to tip you or to spoil you, and they don't want to send money, they can just send a gift card. And you can even go shopping and take a video or show them later if you want them to feel happy or included in the experience that you bought cosmetics, clothes, whatever you want to buy. Another thing that is extremely important is to have a fake real story. What do I mean by that? I'm going to assume that since you are one of my fans, you are going to be very successful and you're going to start attracting envy from other people, other comers, viewers, people that they're obsessed that you're soulmates and you belong together and you don't see it this way. Do you know what those people who have too much time on their hands and their fucked up brain try to do? They're going to try to find you. So because the best cure is prevention, I'm going to tell you what to do for your safety. You're going to dox yourself. I'm calling it Dox Yourself Plan, and so many people have thanked me that I came up with that, and you're going to thank me too one day. By doxing yourself, I mean you're going to create a fake Facebook account, a fake Twitter, all of that is going to be fake, and supposedly is going to have your real name on it. Of course, it's not going to be your real name, you're going to come up with a different name. And you're going to create the Facebook and the Twitter and stuff like that look like they are real. They are not findom or sex work related. It's not like you in the park, you with some person, and so on. You're going to add a fake name and you're going to throw in some pictures that they're going to be generic and some pictures that they're going to be of you, but they cannot really be identifiable in the sense that you're not going to be sitting next to, I don't know, the Great Wall in China, some place where people can see where you're from. So after you're going to do that, you're going to close your real life accounts, your Facebook accounts. In my opinion, if you want to be completely safe, shut them down. But because I understand why many people cannot do that, just replace your picture with a landscape picture and put everything on maximum security so that it's truly for your friends and family. And leave the fake ones open. And leak one of those pictures that they are in your original Facebook, leak them to your sex work social media. So when someone is going to find you and is going to say, oh my God, I found you, Catherine, here is your Facebook. I'm going to contact this and this and tell them that you're a camp whore, you're a slut, and see what's going to happen. You will be laughing because they're going to have no one to talk to. No one is going to be on your Facebook, or it can be fake accounts, or it can be a few of your friends that they know what you're doing and they are insiders. So let people think that they dox you, let people think that they can harass you, and let them have their cheap thrills, because people who think that they're going to dox you and get something out of it are scam. I'm saying this just in case, because people who are trying to actually get something out of you are going to be multiplying fast, and you need to be careful, not paranoid, careful. Same with your real life family and friends. I'm assuming that if you're here and you don't have money to pay this or that, asking your parents for money or asking whoever for money is not really a choice. So if all of a sudden you're going to start coming out with Chanel clothes or eating in expensive restaurants and you identify as unemployed, that's going to raise up questions. So advice number one, when you get the money from what you're doing, don't change your lifestyle overnight. You can treat yourself with something like buy a lipstick, go get a haircut, but you cannot move from broke as person to super rich person. Second, have a window fake job. By fake job, I mean you can have a job that actually could give you a lot of money some days, but not every day. For example, waitress, bartender, things that you can say, I got many tips that day to anyone who asks questions. Or you can have a freelance job like translator, something that people cannot exactly know how much you're making. You can say, I'm an elementary school teacher and I wear Chanel. And you have to always plan in advance that people may find out. Ideally, I would like to live in a society where people are not shamed, where people who have fetishes are not shamed, and sex work that happens between consensual adults and not people who are sexually abused or coerced or sexual trafficking is like, these are things that I'm never going to tolerate. But I would like to think that if you choose to do that, in the future you're not going to be super shamed and ostracized. But because right now people are shamed and ostracized, it's better to not tell the truth to someone who cannot handle it, okay? Because you're going to live your life for you, you're not going to live it for other people, and you need money to live well. Even to just exist, it takes lots and lots of money. But okay, back to our video. When you are on Chaturbate and you are new, it's good to have prepared material to sell beforehand. If you are doing Findom, or if you try to do Findom and you have photo sets of yourself, post them for sale on Chaturbate. Same with videos. the more things that you have to sell, the more tokens you're going to get while doing pretty much nothing. I know a girl on Chaturbate that she just sits and talks in front of a camera, she barely does anything, but she has over 100 videos, and people just buy her videos while she sits there, or they join her fan club that offer access to the videos. And I've seen her making 1,000 at a time, 2,000 at a time just from that, from sales. So ideally, if you could make 1,000 videos, that would be great. But okay, 1,000 is a very, it's ambitious goal. Just aim to make some videos and put them out there and see what's going to happen. And for me, I would say, take your time to trust people. There are going to be people who are going to try to approach you and become insta friends. I don't believe in instant friendships and instant relationships. Trust takes time to develop. So if you do all of that, you're going to be able to make some money. I want you to think carefully on how to invest your money. I want my fans and my subs and new people who start to be woke. Investing the money doesn't mean I'm going to go out to buy designer clothes when I cannot pay rent. I'm going out to buy weed and alcohol. No. Investing means I'm going to use them to pay my college if I am going to college. I'm going to use them to give myself a skill. This is a tool. This is not some self-destructive path that you're going to be doing it. Because what I'm hearing from people is, what are you going to do when you're older? And to an extent, that's true. And people who are going to say, oh, I'm going to do it all of my life and I'm going to do granny porn. I'm going to tell you something. It's very hard to do granny porn. There are not many positions for the grannies. So better be smart, better use the money and use your brain to build up something for yourself, because I'm really sad when I see you coming to my channel and saying, please save me. I cannot save you, but I can give you the tools to save yourself, which can be also very important. Thank you very much for watching. Hello everyone, this is Persephone, and this is the first video with advice on how to make money on ManyVids. I've made several videos about camming, and there are people who tell me I don't have the privacy to cam, or I want to sell clips. Should I use ManyVids? Which side should I prefer? And I've been using ManyVids for quite some time, so I have found what works for me and what makes me make good sales, and I'm going to share it with you today. My video is actually directed towards someone who is a total noob, that you haven't sold clips before, okay? You are not a supermodel or a K-pop star or whatever, and you just want to figure things out there and preferably make a good side income or full income. The first thing that you need to do, in my opinion, is find out things that they actually work for you, that you can do for a very long time. Because this is something that I really struggled with. There was a time where I had decided to make a variety of videos and see what works for me. And then there were some videos that I really didn't want to make anymore. And people came back and continued to ask them. And it was very awkward having to say no, and I ended up losing fans and customers because I was burning myself out. So if you know, for example, that anal is not your thing, don't make those videos. If you know that taboo topics are not your thing, don't make those videos. It's okay to make a couple and experiment, but preferably it should be something that you would also enjoy to watch and you would also enjoy to film. I know that filming is a job, it should not be all about enjoyment, but not something that actually oppresses you and makes you feel bad. Also, it shouldn't be something that it's temporary, in a sense of pregnancy videos sell a lot, but you're not going to be pregnant for 48 months like an elephant. So if you build an audience that is just pregnancy fetishists and then you stop being pregnant, prepare to be abused, which is horrible in my opinion. So find your needs, find what works for you, find what kind of thing you enjoy, and start from there. The second thing that you need to do is to use the MV Social. This can make a tremendous difference. At first, when I saw the MV Social, I was thinking, what is this crap, more fake public relationships, but it's not. Because I started to retweet content from other models that I liked, and a lot of those models would actually retweet mine, and my videos started to make a lot more views than before, and I started making a lot more sales than before. I'm going to be a bit off the record here and tell you I don't recommend tweeting very popular models unless you really like them, because usually they're not going to bother to retweet. Start from models that they are mid-tier, not complete noobs either, and you have similarities and you have content that you enjoy watching, the gender doesn't matter. And retweeting, they're going to do the same. There are several trans models there that I find very attractive, and I retweet their stuff and they always retweet my stuff, and that exposes you to a lot more potential buyers than your rank, because when you start, your rank is going to be low and you want to raise it. Another thing that you can do is actually try to come there for even 1 hour every day or 2 hours every day. The site looks like a cemetery in terms of traffic compared to Chaturbate or compared to other traffics, but that can actually be weaponized to be a great advantage to you, because everyone who is walking into the site and they want to see who is live, they're going to see you. And I know models who started like that and they built quite a following pretty quickly, while if they were on a big site like on MyFreeCams or on Chaturbate, they wouldn't have been noticed unless they did it for years. So if you have a camera and you want to try it for even 1 or 2 hours every day, I definitely recommend it. It can actually really help you build up your rank faster and climb the ranks faster. Another thing that I believe that you should do is don't upload the preview that they give you for free, like the 9-second preview, and don't choose a thumbnail from your video unless it's something really sexy. It's much better to make your own preview and include different scenes, especially when you are a new model, because you have two choices. One choice is to use 9 random seconds on the preview, and the other choice is to edit your own preview. Even if you don't know anything about editing, even very simple editing like putting a few scenes together is going to have a much bigger impact, because from my experience, I used to experiment with a 9-second preview, and it's like an algorithm. It could pick something so random. Sometimes it could pick just me talking or just me doing nothing on the video. By doing nothing, I mean not the actual act that people pay for. So if your video is, for example, I don't know, showing my sexy feet and oiling them, it should be on the preview, it should be the tease, it should be the oil, it should be you doing some tease with your feet, and that's it. It shouldn't be just you starting to talk about what you're going to do. Another thing that is very popular is putting the right tags. Always check what tags are trending and pick the tags that actually align with your videos and use them. I'm very against the popular advice of just follow the trends. No. First of all, following the trends is exhausting. I don't believe in burning yourself out. Second, following the trends is going to make you a jack of all trades, and there are so many jacks of all trades in that site and they don't make money. If you see whoever is on the front page of many vids, all of them have a niche. One of them, for example, is just cosplay. The other one is just femdom. The other one is just facial abuse. Not really my thing, but she should do whatever works for her. I'm not saying to be like autistic in one thing, but it's good to have a need. Don't just check random trends and make random videos, because in times like this one where people don't have a lot of money, if they have money for one video, they're going to pick someone who's an expert at something and not someone who's a random at something. And once you're a new face and the news and the excitement wears off, and you have the label of the random jack of all trades, that's going to be terrible. Another thing is what you are wearing. I have good news and bad news here. Good news are most straight men don't know anything about the brands. I did get the most praise about what I'm wearing with lingerie and with underwear that were $10 sets. The problem with the $10 sets though is that first of all, they're extremely uncomfortable to wear. You get itchy, you get uncomfortable, your boobs fall out from the set. And second, after a few washings, they're destroyed. So start with whatever you can afford. If you can afford something that is $5 or $10, that's okay. And eventually build in some better quality stuff that you can mix and match, or they're going to last a longer time. A lot of the men who buy those clips, I know it's horrible, I know I'm going to get shame for it or abuse for it, I'm not going to care. A lot of those men have wives and girlfriends who have let themselves go. They wear stained, grainy, huge cotton granny pants. So they have this at home. Unless it's some extreme fetishist, they're not going to want the same. If all you can afford is $2 or $3 stuff, I'm talking about extreme poverty here, that it can happen. Go and buy from AliExpress or from Amazon or from wherever you can find a good deal. Buy a bunch of sexy thongs and start from there. Things that they're very cheap, but they're not the huge cotton granny pants, because no one is going to buy that. You can have the best body, and if you wear things that they are anti-sexual, they're not going to do the job. Okay, so it doesn't have to be very expensive or expensive at all. Like I said, I've experimented a lot with straight men. I've asked them, and they have no idea about the brands, no idea about what's trending, so I just go out and buy whatever I want. And I don't care. If it looks good and it doesn't bother me and I can wear it for many hours to film, that's all that matters. I recommend staying away from fakeness. I recommend staying away from becoming a spam and leaving reviews like sexy, hot, amazing. If you want to make a comment on something or talk about something, make the time to watch it and leave a review or something that is actually thoughtful and connected to what's going on, and stick to your boundaries. Don't tolerate time wasters. Don't tolerate people that they're going to tip you next week. Don't tolerate people that they want freebies. I'm actually calling them out openly and saying, you know, if you want a free thing, it's called a girlfriend. I'm not your girlfriend. The site doesn't have the most traffic when it comes to coming, but like I said, it's a great place to start. It's a great place to experiment, and you can always make the videos there and use the 30-second preview and post it on Pornhub. Create a Pornhub account, post all of the previews there, and direct them to your ManyVids store. You can do that and it can work wonders, because Pornhub can get a lot of traffic. What you do is you take the 30-second preview from ManyVids, you post it on Pornhub, and on the video description or even the title you can say, message me to buy the whole clip, or buy the whole clip from here or from there. And you can sell the same video on Pornhub and on ManyVids, but I would recommend it's better to just use Pornhub for the previews. A lot of girls do that, and direct them to your store. And you can do the same on Instagram. You're not going to mention anything sexual on Instagram. You can say, message me for hotness or message me for something. And you're going to be fully clothed. And the people who want to message you, they're going to message you. And I recommend not even using Instagram direct messaging. I recommend when someone is messaging, say, what did you mean hotness? You can say, do you have Kik? Do you have Line? Do you have Discord? And take the conversation there. If you are new and you absolutely need money, and you're going to get buyers. It's not get rich scheme. You're not going to be rich overnight, but it can actually, if you put up the work in 3 to 4 months, in my opinion, with moderate work, okay, not slaving yourself away, with moderate work, you can make $20, $30, $40 on passive income. Like, you get up and people have bought your videos. So don't give up. Slow and steady progress is better than no progress. And one last piece of advice, always try a clip selling site or a cam site or any kind of site. Always try it and figure out what works for you, instead of just relying on other people's opinions. Because there were a lot of things that I was hearing that they were bad about ManyVids, and it's actually a great platform. Well, I was going to Reddit, the Cancer Hall of Humanity, and there were so many girls who said, oh, I hate ManyVids on cam girl problems, oh, I'm never going to use it, and they were wrong. Or they were just playing it like princesses and never retweeting anyone and never helping anyone, so no one helped them either. So no one found out about the store, so they didn't make any sales. Thank you for watching. Hello everyone, this is Persephone, and this is another video with coming advice to help you make money fast. Before you ask, I'm dressed up this way because I'm going to create custom content for a fan who has bought me the wig and the outfit, so if you don't like it and you want to call it party wig or whatever, is up to you. I'm very grateful that in these hard times I have fans who are actually supporting me and they're kind enough to buy all of my equipment. So to today's topic, there are 3 things that I was advised that I should do if I ever want to be successful. I started doing it and I completely stopped making money and I failed. So I realized that something has to change, and I came up with the changes that I'm going to share with you today, because if you know me, you know I'm very fond of saying, hey, here is the very popular advice, to the opposite in every area of life. Advice number 1, come the same hour every day. Come could be live stream, could be on Twitch, be on OnlyFans, live, be on a campsite, and so on. For the sake of the video, I'm going to restrict it to campsites, but you can expand that advice to whatever you do. When I started religiously, showing up at the same hour every day, minus 10 minutes, or like 10 minutes earlier, 10 minutes later, I stopped making money. Why did this happen? Reason number 1 is, when people see you every day in the same hour, they're pretty much the same people. Very rarely you're going to meet new people. And those people do not have a lot of money usually. I'm not saying you're not going to have whales and big tippers, but usually the people who are millionaires, the people who can tip you $100 a day, they would go to a real life dungeon, they would go to a sugaring arrangement, and they are not going to go to a campsite. So the same people, they may tip you generously some days, but many days they are not going to have to tip you anything, which starts to limit your income. Reason number 2, you shouldn't come at the exact same hour, is that because of the time zone, if you never experiment and you never try different times, you miss tippers from other time zones. For example, you could be missing someone from Australia or someone from New Zealand or someone from Alaska. It depends. That being said, because there are people who just love to twist whatever I say, I'm not saying become erratic and show up randomly like a crazy person. But for example, if you have a show that is going to be 4 hours, I would say cut it down to 3 hours. Take a rest, take a shower, do something you enjoy, eat something healthy, and then the other 1 hour come at a totally random different hour and experiment. See who is online at that hour. Also see who is your competition at that hour. Are there other goddesses live at that hour? Are there other cam girls? What are they doing? What are they saying? There are many times that you can actually end up taking stray subs. I got a new sub yesterday that his mistress decided to get married. She dumped all of her subs at once, something that will never happen to me. Because first of all, I wouldn't remarry, and second, even if I would marry, it would be with someone who actually embraces the lifestyle and not some random, vanilla, boring, straight guy. And all of those subs were existing, aimless, and depressed at a random hour online. So I could get to go and pick whoever I wanted from them, something that wouldn't have happened if I remained stuck in the same hour. Another thing to remember is that everything that has to do with romance, seduction, attraction, and essentially making money has the same principles if you get paid and if you do not get paid. So 70% of our clients are married men or men in committed relationships. What do those women have that is wrong with them and make men cheat? Sometimes there are things, for example, older age, extra weight, the fact that most of those men are entitled to younger and thinner women, which is disgusting, but a topic for a different video. But a lot of the times the women are gorgeous, and the problem is that the men see them all the freaking time. So you are going to be a person that you're going to become a commodity. He knows he's going to turn on the campsite, and you're going to be there. And that kills mystery, that kills attraction. You look like a person with no life, honestly. When I'm not the exact same hour there, a lot of the times people say, I was thinking about you, I missed you, I wondered, what were you doing? That's the type of thing you want to cultivate, an air of mystery, a person that, like I said, is not erratic, but she has her own life. And I would suggest to take it a step further. When you are not online, do things, or watch things, or create things to have something to talk about when you do come live. I say that because I tried it and I saw my income take a nosedive. So I'm not exactly there the exact same hour. I also tell people that I have studying to do, which is true, and you don't want to cultivate the entitled, clingy person that says, why weren't you here? I missed you. You promised to be here. You're not anyone's mommy. You didn't create their abandonment issues. Like I said, we are not wives and we are not escorts. We create a world of fantasy. A fantasy doesn't have to punch a clock. Okay, if you want to punch a clock, horrible vanilla jobs are right there. Advice number 2. Prevention is the best cure. I see so many girls that, rightfully so, are upset and they say, I had this rude person in my room and they became a regular and they tip a lot and I want to cut them off. How did this happen? What am I supposed to do now? I'm going to tell you something that is going to sound a lot of psychopathic or narcissistic advice, but it works very well and it's going to save you thousands of dollars. When you have a room and there is a behavior that you absolutely do not want from anyone, and there is someone who is tipping you very little money or nothing and just sits there and starts exhibiting the behavior, you scapegoat him. You destroy him, you make an example out of him, and then everyone else who is a regular and everyone else who is tipping, they're going to remember it. And you can make an example out of him and set a rule so that later someone cannot say, I did not know. Example from myself. There was a guy who knows me from YouTube, and he knows that I have dated, and I still date, Asian and Eurasian men. And he came to my room and he started making small dick jokes, which is an extremely disgusting racial slur, and I don't entertain racists of any kind, but this is not even about the guy. He started saying, "What's up with Asian men? Are you into small dicks? I mean, you have a tight vagina, but like, you can't even take a dick that isn't a micro dick." I told him, "Your mother didn't take a plan B, that's why we're here in this predicament right now," and banned him. And then I told to everyone there, racism of any kind is not going to be tolerated here. Stereotyping, harassing, insulting of any kind is not going to be tolerated here. You don't like it, the door is right there. I say this because you may have regulars in your room who are racists and you don't know it because they are scouring to see how much they can get away with. You may have regulars who are sexists. You may have regulars who are all kinds of toxic people. When they see you behaving this way, they think, "I can't cross this woman. If I do, she's going to ban me." Of course, there are going to be racist regulars that they are going to be turned off and they're not going to take. You know what I say to those men? Have humanity is men. You should live in a universe of abundance. You have more men to take money from than you will ever need. You have more fans than you will ever need. We are going to hit 8 billion on this planet, and if you have 1 million fans, you're set for life. Even if you have 100,000 fans, you can live an extremely comfortable, nice life. So you don't have to tolerate cockroach people in your stream hurting you. Also, you look like a quality person. I banned someone for fat shaming, and I had people reaching out to me in private and thanking me, and many of those people became my fans and joined my OnlyFans because they said, "We really appreciate that you're not a shallow person who sits there and tolerates some dick making fat jokes." And you know what's the funny thing? The person who makes fat shaming jokes, I would bet my life he's fat himself. And the person who is white and is making small dick jokes about Asians, I bet my life he's the one with the small dick. Do you know why? Because I have met handsome, tall men with big penises, and they don't need to viciously attack and to constantly harass everyone else, me included, for their choices. They don't care who I date. You know what I mean? The people who need to bring everyone else down is because their level is very low and they need you to match it. So get rid of them. Your room is your safe space. Your room is, like I said, my room is not a democracy. I'm the queen there. So you don't obey? Bye. We're not going to sit down and discuss, and I'm not going to teach to a man in his 30s, 40s, 50s, 20s, 60s, 80s why you shouldn't stereotype an entire race and make small dick disgusting jokes. Your mom should have taught you that and she failed. I'm sorry. Thing number 3. If you don't do a fetish or if you don't enjoy it, don't start doing things you don't like for money. You're going to say, "Persephone, this is so easy for you to say that. You have multiple sources of income, you have YouTube, you have this, you have that, and it's going to, I can't, I have rent to pay." I understand that. I understand this difficult position. But the problem is that if you start doing things you don't want to do, first of all, you're going to burn out. Second, you're going to build resentment. Third, because of the exhaustion, you're not going to have time to work on your actual needs, and you're going to be working on all of this random crap. I'm not talking about experimentation. I do all kinds of things that I've never done in my life. I've never even thought of doing them to see if I like them or not. And some things I like, some things I'm neutral, some things I don't like and I'm never going to do again. For example, for the first time in my life, I met one of those people who are feeders, and they wanted me to do cake destroying and all kinds of cake type of videos. And I'm not a person that eats cake. I eat healthy, but I really love creating a mess. So I said, why not? I'm going to try it. And it was really fun. I cannot say I was aroused by that. I'm not aroused by cakes, but it was fun. I would do it again. People who want me to do smoking fetish, I don't do that. I hate smoking. I hate how it smells. I hate how it destroys your health. I come from a family where no one smoked, so I'm not going to start smoking. And there were people who offered me a lot of money to smoke because they find it hot. That's crap. I'm not going to do it. I always say to those people, find someone else who smokes and support them. So, in that sense, if you want to succeed in this, there are so many women who are gorgeous that yet they are generic. And because they are generic, they don't go anywhere. There were people who told me so many times one of the most common insults that I get from vanilla, boring, straight, usually white men, unfortunately, is that you will never have a room with 10,000 viewers. You will never have a YouTube with 1 million followers. I say to those people, first of all, the rooms who have 10,000 viewers have been doing this for 9 to 10 years. And second, I don't care about the number. I don't care if it's 100, 200, 500, 600. I care about hitting the money goal. So if I'm in a room where everyone I know is a regular, and I can make $50, $100, $200 within 10, 20 minutes doing what I like, for me, that's much more better than being the one more white girl who's using all of those toys and faking orgasms, because believe it or not, there are people dumb enough who think that those girls do not fake orgasms. But this is the most retarded thing I've ever seen. It shows that those men, either they're terrible at sex or they're virgins. So you're going to say the next question is, what the hell is my niche, right? How are you going to find yours? I believe it's good to experiment. It takes time, it's frustrating, and slowly find out what works and what doesn't work for you. That is what's going to make you distinguishable in something that is going to give you a lot of money. I was never the extroverted type. I always say I'm an incel shit poster trapped in a female body, and I would have miserably failed if I was the cute bubble type personality blonde girl who's using huge toys that I don't like and I wouldn't use to please random men. I would have failed miserably. So I said, what can I do that I like and other people will like enough to spend time with me, or to buy my content, or to buy my books, or to subscribe to my channel, and so on. I believe most of us, if we put the effort and we experiment, we can find some things that we are good at. Could be something else that only you can do, that I cannot do, and other people cannot do. That is going to be your thing. I know this is very difficult, but please try to resist the why aren't you like the most popular girls. Because if you try to be like the most popular girl, you're competing with 1,000 others who are going to copy the most popular girl. I was shocked to see how many copycats Belle Delphine has. There are even people who put Delphine on their name, or people who put Lana on their name from their Lana Rain. And some of them are very pretty women, and they have spent dozens of thousands on cosplay, and if you tell me, remember even one of their names, I can't recall them. I remember them as the copycat of Lana Rain, as the copycat of Belle Delphine. Do you want to be someone else's copycat? You would have to be a top super copycat, and even then you won't go as far as them. So why not build a brand from scratch instead? I could continue. I don't want to make this video unreasonably long. If you like this type of content, please follow, please subscribe. It's going to help me post more, and this type of content is always going to be free because I'm extremely pissed off at all of those fake bitches posting videos to destroy competition before it even begins. I believe there is enough space for everyone who seriously wants to make money to actually make money. So if you are serious and I can help you, I'm going to help you, because when my fan base grows, when my followers grow, when my subscribers grow, that helps me too. And when I build a name for myself as someone reliable, that helps me too. It's not out of pure altruism, but also because, like I always say, I got endangered, followed bad advice, I got heartbroken, I had bad months financially, and I don't want other people to go through the same. And I hate this fake female empowerment in the scene that, oh, I'm a calm girl, my family is so supportive, and everything went well for me, or oh my god, I have 5 living slaves, and we have 0 drama, everyone loves everyone, my life is amazing. This is bullshit. This is the equivalent of I'm a perfect mommy and housewife on Facebook, just fake. And okay, Facebook doesn't cost you anything to scroll through all of that, like dumpster diving, but when your money is on the line, when I have people who are telling me I don't know how to pay rent, I don't know how to feed my kid, my advice has to be on point. It can't be just random fake crap, okay? Thank you for watching.
Hello everyone, this is Persephone, trying very hard to not get myself in trouble with YouTube, but a lot of you have been asking me about OnlyFans, coming, how to make money and all of that stuff. So today I decided to make a video, and starting today I'm going to declare myself and my channel the only source of actual useful information about coming on the entire internet. I say this, I know it sounds narcissistic, but I'm actually truthful. I spent 6 months reading everything I could get my hands on, and it's full of pretty much mostly women lying to you about the reality of coming, to keep you out of competition. For me, I don't care about that. I have autism, so I'm going to tell you things how they are. Starting from OnlyFans. You're going to say the video is about Chaturbate. What are you blabbering about OnlyFans? OnlyFans and Chaturbate are interconnected because unless you have a platform of your own already, it's going to be extremely difficult to get OnlyFans subscribers when nobody knows you. And the fastest way to get subscribers in the past and to get a fan base in the past was through OnlyFans. I've done coming in 2017, in 2019, in 2020, and in 2021, and I see a massive difference on how Chaturbate operates during the years. So I'm going to share with you today what you're going to have to do to use Chaturbate to fuel your OnlyFans and how you're going to have to come. Because my past video, how to make money on Chaturbate, it doesn't work when you want to do OnlyFans. First of all, before you start anything that has to do with OnlyFans, you have to prepare some content already. A minimum of 10 videos and 20 to 50 pictures. Don't start with an empty OnlyFans. I'm not going to even discuss self-trashing things like offering free OnlyFans in some pathetic attempt of manipulation to actually get men to subscribe or people in general, and then they're going to stay subscribed. They're not. You're not selling yourself as something that is freely given. It's the same thing as going on Tinder and then saying, I'm going to find a husband on Tinder when it's for hookups. You're doing it wrong. There has to be a minimum of subscription. If you don't know how much to charge, I would say start from $6 or $7. It's a good starting price for a newbie, and you will move up eventually as you add more content. Chaturbate right now is one of the most rigged places in my opinion. I do not have solid proof to show you, but I suspect greatly that there are specific studios buying traffic massively and helping their own models. I say that because I see something in 2021 that I didn't see before. There are these girls who start as quote-unquote new models, and you see some random ass girl with the personality of a cardboard box sitting there on camera. She barely speaks English. I've seen girls who didn't even do their hair and makeup, and boom, 7,000 viewers, 9,000 viewers, 10,000 viewers. Where do all of those viewers come from? In 2017, this wasn't happening. There were people with 10,000 viewers, but they were the already established models. So it was a matter of putting the work and getting the viewers. Right now, if you're going to use Chaturbate to get ahead on OnlyFans, you're going to have to be strategic. Okay, and by strategic, I'm going to analyze step by step. I don't know if you have some experience with coming or if you have no experience. If you have no experience, please start from my video, how to make money on Chaturbate in general, because the things that I say there are pretty much everything you need to start as a newbie. But for the sake of this video, do not make it 1 hour long. No one wants that, neither me nor you. I'm going to assume that you have some main experience. The goal when you go there to build an OnlyFans is to find the people that actually are interested on OnlyFans. And there are different types of people and different types of subscribers for different types of services. So you have to know and be able to tell who is what and gently guide them to OnlyFans. Another problem that Chaturbate did that in my opinion makes things very hard is that they forbid you from directly putting any kind of link or mentioning it on your profile, which makes it even harder, which means you have to be sneaky about how you mention it. I'm not a believer of coming for hours and hours and hours and hours, especially when you're aiming to do OnlyFans. You have to have guerrilla tactics. It's better to have 3 shows a day of 1 hour at a time at different time zones, rather than have 1 3-hour show or 1 6-hour show and so on. The reason I say that is because when you have a very long show, you attract the type of guy that doesn't want to pay for content or for daily chat. He is going to feel that you are there and that's the interaction he needs. Maybe he's going to come back, maybe not. The problem with this type of interaction is that it attracts cheapskates. There are actually men who are delusional enough to think that you are there because you are this sexy, cute internet fairy that loves what she does, as if you don't have bills as if you don't have your own life, and they're not going to be tipping you after a while. There is a different type of guy that he's going to tip you, but if you show up every day at the same hour, soon he's going to run out of money. If they see you all day, every day, you become a commodity. You have to have some air of mystery and uncertainty and leave them wanting more. In order to do that and to not tank your finances, you have to have cam shows at different hours. And here is where you're going to throw the OnlyFans bait. Among the people who are going to be texting you, contacting you, and so on, there are going to be people who will say, I want to talk to you later, I want to talk to you again, and so on. Chaturbate does not allow direct messaging when you're offline unless that is with a tip. So practically that makes daily chat impossible, like for the average tipper. So this is what you do. The people who say, I want to see you again, when are you going to be online again? You're going to tell them, I don't know, I'm trying, I'm going to do my best, but if you want to see me, or if you want to chat with me, or if you want to have a session with me, there is a way. And Chaturbate allows to link your Twitter. You give them your Twitter for one token, and the first thing they see pinned on your Twitter is your OnlyFans, and you can say to them, message me on Twitter. I know there is a roundabout way, but the people who want to message you will message you. That's a way to do it and slowly build your OnlyFans following. And I know there are people who message me who hate coming. You're going to have to grind it until you build the fan base, until you build enough OnlyFans, until you build your Twitter enough, your Instagram enough to have a big following, and then you can quit coming altogether and never look back. I say this because there are so many people who think that OnlyFans is, oh, I'm going to post my boobs and people are going to pay. If that was the truth, there wouldn't be poverty anymore. I'm saying that because there are so many women who give bullshit advice, nonsense advice that doesn't work, and then you fail and you don't even know why you failed. Now the question is, I'm a guy, can I do it? I'm trans, can I do it? I'm gay, can I do it? The exact same thing applies to you. It's just that you're going to have different media, different content, and mostly gay fan base. But if you're homophobic or transphobic, I don't recommend this industry for you, because in the great majority, women do not pay for porn. So if you want an OnlyFans as a male, your audience is also going to be male. Get over it. I'm serious. Money are money, and I can't have time for homophobes in 2021. So you're going to do the exact same. To summarize this video, I'm not going to make it this long. You make a Chaturbate account, you make an OnlyFans account. You post a minimum of 10 videos and 20 to 50 pictures over there. You can post a few videos and teasers on Chaturbate as well. You start doing guerrilla cam shows. No point sitting there for hours and hours and hours and hours when there are going to be these studios all the time taking all the viewers. The more niche you are, something I forgot to add, the better. So don't be afraid if you're older. Don't be afraid if you have a different body type. Don't be afraid if you have a specific race. There is an audience for everyone. The person who shows up is going to get the audience. So showing up many times for 1 or 2 hours and not the same time is crucial to your success. Don't be the person who just sits online every day looking bored. It's going to eat your life, it's going to burn you out, and it's going to make people see you as someone who has no life, one of them, one of their bodies, this internet chick. You don't want that.
Hello everyone! I decided to make this video because I have many of you, especially the newer crowd of subscribers, that wants to make money but is very shy, doesn't want to get caught, doesn't want to get undressed, doesn't want to sit in front of a PC for many hours. So you are messaging me and asking me, how can I make money without having risk, by minimizing the risk as much as possible? So this video is for you if you're one of those that you don't want to spend many hours, you are too shy, and you don't want your mom or your dad or your best friend finding out what you're doing. Also, it applies for guys. If you are a guy and you want to make money and you cannot be a goddess or a princess, this is for you. As many of you know, I think there is not even one person who doesn't know about Pornhub. It's the largest adult content site right now, and it has a model payment program, which means that if you participate on the site with the procedure that I'm going to explain to you and you make videos, you're going to get paid. Now where is the catch? You don't have to show your face when you're making these videos. So this means that no one can actually know who you are unless you are like me and you have identifications like tattoos and stuff. but most people don't. So I think it's the safest option out of all. The disadvantage of Pornhub is that it's not quick cash. Like if you are desperate and you want to pay the bills and you need $50 today, you're not going to get them. But unless you have like a collection of 300 videos and you spam them all over Pornhub overnight or something. But it is residual income. It is something that you are going to make it once and you're going to keep getting paid. How does it happen? First of all, you make up a free Pornhub account. I think most of you know how technology works, so I'm not going to explain the obvious things. And if you don't, you can look it up. And then you have to give verification that it's pretty much some form of ID, like passport. And you wait to get approved. Pornhub, from my experience, has amazing customer support. No matter what happens and what kind of problem you have, within 24 hours, someone is there to talk to you, and it's not a bot, it's actually a person. So whatever problems, you're going to solve them. So you make your account and you made your verification and you participate in the model payment program. After that, you have to start uploading your videos, which are going to be faceless. Now the next question is, what kind of videos am I going to upload? Here, the options are endless, especially if you are a woman. You can upload videos that are very short, they are very large, or they don't even have any sex on them. For example, an extremely popular category on Pornhub is spy cam or hidden cam videos, which is for me the funniest thing because I'm not into that fetish at all. And when I see, I mean, of course, when it's consensual, not filming unsuspecting women, this is a crime. For example, you can film yourself coming home and changing clothes, like position your camera or your phone in a way that it doesn't show your face and it's showing you taking off your clothes and putting on some other clothes. Doesn't even have to be fully naked. And you can upload a bunch of videos like that and you're going to wait and you're going to get views. And once you get a specific amount of views, which results in your revenue being around $100, if I'm not 100% sure because those things change all the time. You can read that in the agreement and the terms and conditions. Once you get a specific amount of revenue, you get paid. From what I know, it's around $1 for every 1,000 views. If you're a guy, you can do the exact same thing. You can post masturbating videos without your face, showering videos without your face. If you can find someone to have sex with and they want to participate also without the face, and you're going to be getting a very steady source of income. Of course, if you are more into perfectionism and being more professional and doing stuff with a little bit more work, and you put some nice underwear or some heels or things like that, you're going to get the views much, much faster. In general, from what I have observed, you need a minimum of 2 to 3 videos every day at least to trigger their bots and their search engines and start massively getting views. But again, if you're not after quick cash, and I'm always saying to you, don't get into findom and sex work when you're desperate for cash. Don't let yourself be desperate. Start before this happens as, some kind of safety insurance side revenue. Because when we don't have money, we may compromise our morals to get the rent paid and then regret it, okay? But like I said, we're humans, let's say it happened. You learn from that, so from now on, you're going to be financially woke and always striving for residual income. So after you make enough videos, and by enough, again, it largely connects with what kind of audience you're catering to, and you start getting paid, you can use a code and refer other users who join the site, and from every new person that joins, you get $25. So again, it's not going to solve your problems, but it's a good amount of money that you can get paid even when you sleep. Because even when you're sleeping, people are watching your videos, they're masturbating, and you get views. And the chances of someone actually finding you are very, very low unless you are, a celebrity, or you have tattoos, or you are the woman with a beard and you have some characteristic that's extremely rare. I don't know. So I think out of all the sex-related works, this is one of the safest ones, and one that it doesn't require you to spend many hours doing it, because when it comes to coming or other forms of sex work, you have to be there all day, every day to build up your following, like with every other work that requires a following, and that can be mentally exhausting. So if you do this, or if you're interested in doing this, I want you to tell me in the comments how it went after 1 or 2 months. And if you're asking me how am I going to get ideas for my videos, Again, you can see what other videos exist on Pornhub or on ManyVids or in any other site and get your own ideas. I don't support being a copycat, like taking a video and copying it to the last detail, but you can watch 10, 20, 30 videos and get ideas. That's why I don't have a problem when people say that, you know, this person uploaded your video without your consent or from YouTube or is copying you. I don't care. You can have 1,000 copycats, but no one is going to be you. You can get inspiration from those videos though, especially if you are young and starting into this. And I think you're going to be very positively surprised. Thank you for watching.